Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back. So, welcome to my, I guess this isn't really a guide video, it's more of an experiment. I just wanted to show you guys some teams that you can run for GOLEMS B10. Actually, I don't know if these teams are gonna work, so we're gonna find out together, alright? We're gonna just test them out and see if they do well. Now, some of my units don't really have the best gems, and some of them it's mostly theoretical, because like a lot of units in this game are like interchangeable. They're not really unique. Like for example, like if you're using like a light nuker like Light Sarah, you can replace her with like the Light Jack. Light Birdie basically is almost exactly the same monster. It doesn't have that much of a difference in skill. One of them has like higher crit damage, the other has like extra attack, and the other has like elemental edge, which both, or not both, but like all three of them boost your attack by a bit. Just basically it's like a attack boosting modifier or something like that. So we're just gonna go in, we're gonna do some teams for GOLEMS B10, and I think this is gonna be pretty nice because I think there's a lot of people that are farming GOLEMS B7, B8, and B9, and they want to move one step further and start farming B10. So I wanted to make a video to try to give you guys some ideas of what some of the units you can use. I'm going to use some farmable units. I'm going to use monsters that are from previous events or previous rebirths or anything like that. We're gonna just test them out. All right. All right. Let's start with something simple. Let's start with this. Wait, my Mona might need a regemming. I'm actually gonna, let me see this. I ungem my Mona and I basically just put triple attack on her, but it's not very good. They're not like the best gems. It's actually kind of shitty, to be honest. I guess it works. I guess we can use this, or I can go steal a gem from somebody else and replace that one, or I can use my other Mona. This Mona, I don't know. I just had some leftover gems and I slapped them on her. It's a crit rate gem with a with double crit damage. This is probably not going to do a lot of damage, but probably still more damage than the other Mona. So we'll put her in. All right, we'll put her in. She has like 90% crit. She should crit most of the time. If she doesn't, then we're pretty fucked. Never gem your Mona like this. All right, this is just I don't know why, I just had some extra gems lying around and I decided to just throw them on her. And then for the last unit, I normally like to recommend some sort of healer, preferably light, but not a lot of people have light healers, or not everybody has light healers. You can also use a secondary light tank, so if you have like a second light aggressor, or any light monster to be exact, could probably do it. Basically, it's just a split of the damage between the Valk, and then the Miho will take care of sapping the boss, and the nuker will take care of clearing the waves. Alright, actually this is pretty bad. I should probably switch to alright, we're gonna go regem one of my Monas. This is not gonna work. This is probably gonna fail if I don't do that. Alright, this one can be plus 12. We'll remove this one and replace it with a different one. So let me find any random like plus 15 attack gem that I can use. This one's crit damage. Man, I have no attack gems lying around. I have no plus 15 attacks. Guess we can steal one from this Mona. This one's got 14% crit. This one's a ruin gem, but it's like super shitty. Alright, we'll steal this one, okay? Just for the sake of this video, I will regem this Mona. She now has 2 plus 15 attack gems and 1 plus 12 attack gem. Should be good enough. Like this shouldn't be that much of a difference. Actually, it's like 15% extra attack. Alright, it's a pretty big difference. Plus 12 versus a plus 15 gem. But I think this is good enough for golems. My Miho is on like a really shitty ruin set. It's just 2 attack, and then like this one's like a crit rate gem, but she only has like 54% crit because these two don't have any crit at all. I just gave her some pretty shitty gems, but I think it's fine. It shouldn't matter that much. All right, this just goes to show that you don't need like gems with extremely good substats, just as long as they have the right main stats, and you know, preferably if you can put together a set, it would be nice. But if not, it's also fine. So I'm gonna go with Light Nike, and I'm gonna go with this Water Mona and Water Miho. Now my Light Nike is a little bit unfair. She is on Siphon, but I'm basically using her for the attack lead. You can fuse Nikes, by the way, and there's about like a 5% chance, I think, that they come out as a variant. So if you're lucky, you can get a variant. If you don't have the like Nike variant, you can actually use the Mona variant. This way, both Mona and Miho get the attack lead. And then since she's an aggressor, she doesn't need the attack lead anyways. The only difference is that your 4th unit, whoever you're using, won't be able to benefit from the attack lead, unless that unit is also a water monster. Okay, so normally I like to use a healer on the last slot, or at least another light unit that I can use to tank. Preferably a light healer. Light healers are probably the best. Also the contract monsters, you know, the light contract monsters, those are also very, very good for this as well. So basically any light tank, light healer, light anything that you get from any event, you can probably throw into this slot, and it should work pretty well. If not, a passive healer would also work very well as well. Anything that has a passive heal that can heal this Light Nike. So anything like the Dark Jack or Dark July. Now I don't have a Dark Jack, but I think one of my friends does. Let me just borrow their Dark Jack. Actually, wait, I'll go in with a Dark July first. This way I'm using all of my units. You can replace the July with the Dark Jack. It's the same thing. They're both passive healers. They have the same first skill. The Dark Jack is also slightly better because she has sap for the boss, or in this case it's slightly better. She has sap for the boss, and she also has a higher HP pool than the July. But the July has aggression, which makes her pretty good for PvP. So we're gonna just do this, and it should be pretty stable, I think. The only problem is I think the only one problem is my Mona, like one of her gems, she's lost 15% extra attack. It's actually quite significant, like 200 more attack. Sometimes it's the difference between killing a unit and not killing it, and like leaving a sliver of health left. So you definitely want as much attack as possible. Now this strategy is very, very simple. This is like the standard single light tank strategy. Basically what you do is you use a light unit. Since they're all dark, the dark units will always hit your light unit. And the Light Nike is also very good for this because she's a defense aggressor, so you're going to be gemming her quite tanky. And she also is free, like a lot of people have her. And she also has the attack lead, which makes her give bonus attack to basically everybody else. So she basically fits 3 roles if you put her here. And then the strategy is very simple. You just use her to solo tank all the damage, and then you have your other units to like basically build on full attack. So both my Miho, like my Miho's on crit rate double attack, but you can also put her on triple attack as well. And this Mona is also on triple attack. Basically you just build these two with as much damage as possible, and you focus on like just all the offensive substats like crit damage or anything like that, and then you just stack their attack as high as possible. And then once you get to the boss stage, you want to have at least 1 sapper. So in this case it's my Water Miho, and what she's going to do is she's going to actually provide the sap and try to, you know, help you kill the boss. And the last unit I'm using here is a Dark July, which is an old rebirth monster from a long time ago. She's very, very similar to the Dark Jack, so if you're watching this video now while the Jack event is on, and you're trying to progress on to B10, you can actually replace this July with a Dark Jack, and I think a Dark Jack will do a better job. After this run, I'll borrow a friend's Dark Jack and actually use it, but I don't think I have any friends with like a max out Dark Jack, so we might have a little bit of a problem there. But I think it should be fine, because Dark Jack's base health is already much higher than the July's, and you don't really need her damage to clear the waves. Like, you don't need her aggression damage to clear the wave, so you can use the Dark Jack sap against the boss, which will help you kill the boss a little bit faster as well. So this is actually my most recommended type of team. Like, I wouldn't say the exact same units, but this is the type of team that I would recommend. At the very least, you can use Light Nike, Water Mona, and Water Miho. These three are farmable. Well, Light Nike isn't farmable, but she's given to everybody for free, so everyone already has a copy of the Light Nike, and you can fuse versions of the the Water Nike to feed into her to make her Evo 3. So she's basically farmable, and these two are farmable as well. And you can, for the fourth unit, there's a lot of different type of units you can use as the fourth. So that's the standard single tank passive healer, nuker and sapper team comp. Alright, I think using a Dark Jack will be slightly better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to... wait, is this Jack gemmed? Last time I was using a Jack that was ungemmed. Okay, we'll borrow this Dark Jack since I don't have one. Now this Dark Jack is gemmed triple HP, but it's only plus 12, meaning that it's lost 15% extra HP, meaning if you plus 15 all these gems, she basically will get you like a 40% or like more than a 40% extra healing on all your units if you have her completely maxed out on a broken set. But she already has 10k HP, meaning that she's going to heal for 5k a turn anyways, because this heals for 5% of her max HP, which should be enough to keep my Nike alive anyways. So if you're using a Dark Jack, you probably don't even need her gems maxed out. She's already really good for doing GOLEMS B10. So we're gonna use this. It's gonna be a very similar comp to what we were running before. And now this should be slightly faster because she also has a sap. So if she actually just like lands one or two more saps on the boss, it can help you kill the boss really well. Alright, yeah, healing 5k a turn. Ooh, we didn't kill anything. It's a little bit unfortunate. Dang, they didn't even take out the Moonflower. It's actually fine. I think the highest requirement for the highest requirement for gems for this team is probably going to be your Light Nike. She needs to be really tanky. Like, her gems need to be completely maxed. Like, they need to be all 6-star, like completely maxed. Now she is on a Siphon set right now, but she was silenced, so she didn't even get her AoE off. Which kind of shows that you can pretty much just use a broken set gem and just stack as much. Well, actually, you just use 3 defense percent broken set gems, and it should be good enough. For substats, if you can, I would try to get a little bit of HP. This way she gets higher effective HP, and it's a little bit harder to kill her. Now, the GOLEMS B10 boss doesn't have a lot of defense. He actually doesn't have that much defense. Like, when you armor break him versus when you don't armor break him, it doesn't do that much of a... Like, it's not that much of a difference in damage. But it's still nice to have an armor break for him anyways. Now, running this passive healer comp is probably a lot more stable than what I'm gonna try next, which is using 2 light aggressors. Yeah, see, the Jack landed some saps, and then the Mona lands the armor break, which makes my team do a little bit more damage on him. And he already has like 3 2-turn saps, meaning that as long as I have 1 unit alive by next turn, he's gonna die for sure. So now, if this Jack's gems were maxed out, everyone would receive a lot more healing, about 45% more healing. So, she would definitely heal a lot more if her gems were maxed out, and I wouldn't, like, this fight wouldn't be so close. So you definitely do actually want to max everybody's gems out when you're going into GOLEMS B10. All right, let's try something else. Now this second team is a little bit more unstable, mainly due to the boss stage. If you're running something like this, I would actually recommend running 2 sappers instead. So if you have like 2 water mihos instead of one nuker, because this running a team like this will make going through the stages a little bit easier. Like it'll make surviving the stages a little bit easier. But the problem comes when you're trying to take down the boss. So if your team doesn't have enough saps, there's a possibility of your team dying before you kill the boss. Now this is going to be a no healer comp. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out this water Mona. Now you can replace this Mona with a, let's see if anybody has a water Miho as rep. Alright, nope. I'm going to use I don't have 2 water Mihos, so I'm going to use my Fire Purse, who's Evo 2. Now her stats are probably worse than my water Miho. If you look at this, 8,000 attack versus actually since this is a ruin set, so she probably has less attack, but she has higher crit and higher crit damage. Plus she's also max skilled, so she gets like a 20% extra attack bonus from her first skill and like a 15% I think on her second skill. So she basically, like an Evo 3 max skilled water Miho, will do more damage than an Evo 2 like an Evo 2 Fire Purse. And Fire Purse is the same as the water Miho. They kind of have the same skills, just 2 saps. Fire Purse has a higher sap chance on her second skill, so that makes her probably better for like wave clearing and I guess killing the side units. But when you're trying to kill the boss, I think water Miho and Fire Purse will both, like, they're probably equally good when it comes to killing the GOLEMS B10 boss. Now obviously if you had a Evo 3 Fire Purse, it would be better, but an Evo 2 Fire Purse versus a Evo 3 max skilled water Miho, I think the Evo 3 max skilled water Miho is going to be a little bit better. So there's that. Now my light Coco is also on Siphon, which I guess isn't too fair. Maybe we can borrow somebody else's aggressor. Do you have an aggressor without heal? I don't think this one's gemmed very well. What the? Alright, this is just complete troll. It might be a little bit unfair because these 2 do have Siphon. But if you have like a second light tank or aggressor, then you can actually use it to fill this slot. And then what it does is it basically just splits up the damage between the 2 of them. You don't necessarily need an aggressor. You can use any tanky light monster. It's basically just to split up the damage, so not everybody is hitting the light Nike during the waves, because your team has no heal at all, so you can't have anybody die or get too low. Yeah, since I have the Coco, I'll just use them, because I really don't have anything else. If you happen to have any light units that you can use as a tank, then I guess something like this should work. As you can see, it's much better for clearing the waves using a team like this, because well, actually it's because I'm using 2 aggressors. So if your other light unit's just a tank, it might not be as good for clearing the waves either. But this is for people that don't have passive healers. So say for example you couldn't get a Dark Jack, or you couldn't build one, or you have no like other healer that you can use. You have like no light healer, you don't have like light pixie, light anything that you summon, you don't have any of those, then you can run something like this as well. Now this is the challenge for this team. Since I have no heals, I'm gonna basically just try to burst down the boss. That's the only way that I can clear this. So that's why I'm running 2 sappers, because I want the saps to be able to land on the boss and kill him a little bit faster. It's the only way I can win this fight. It's just a race against who runs out of HP first, basically. Alright, my purse is in trouble. My Nike's in trouble as well, but my Miho's still alive. And he still has one more sap on him. And both my aggressors are still alive, so we can do some damage to him. And something like that. I can't say it's 100% stable. It's probably a lot less stable than running a passive healer comp. But this is the best you can do if you have no passive healer. Like, this is probably one of the only other things, or you have no viable healers that you can use. If you have a light healer, like a light active healer or a light passive healer, like the light Gemini, you can do something like this as well. It'll still be as good. Alright, I guess I'll use a light healer. We'll try this out. Now, not everybody has a light Siren, but if you have like the light Pixie, who was a rebirth monster from last month, you can do this as well if you happen to have her, or any sort of other type of light healer. Light morale boost healer. Are there any? Oh yeah, there are. I'll show you that next. So I'm going to use a light active healer. Now this is a light Siren. I currently have her gemmed with Conviction. I think it's triple defense. I gemmed her triple defense. The reason I gemmed her triple defense is because she actually gets her shield off really fast. And once she gets her shield off, the defense actually gets her much higher effective HP, because she's going to be spamming this shield quite a lot. So also I didn't max skill her. This is actually upgradable to 3 turns. She's one of the only morale boost shield or morale boost healers. I think there's like Water Cura. There's a few more. There's not a lot of morale boost healers. Morale boost healers get their heals off a little bit faster, so it's actually pretty good. So we're just going to use her as an example of a active healer. You can probably use any active healer, like light Pixie, I keep saying light Pixie because she's like the only farmable one. Light Venus. If you have like the light Venus, you probably don't even need a Nike. The Venus can solo tank this by herself. Light. I can't think of anything else. My brain is dead. But yeah, you can use this with any active, or you can use this with any light passive healer as well. I think there's only one light passive healer, and that's the light Gemini, who is an event monster from a while back. Some people do have her. You can run a similar team to this as well if you're using the light Gemini. It doesn't really matter for clearing the waves. If you run a team like this, you don't need 2 sappers. You can run 2 sappers like I'm doing and build them full attack, or you can run a Mona with your Miho as well. You can run a Nuker, sapper, active healer, and like your aggressor as well. That also works. Alright, I think this should be pretty stable, because like, you know, so far we're clearing the waves really well, and then we have heals for the boss, so there's just no way that the boss kills me, because this time I actually do have sustain. Yeah, I don't think he can do much against us. Yeah, GG. So that was both really stable and really pretty fast. I wouldn't say it's too slow. It's actually quite fast. Still under 2 minutes. Alright, so there's actually another unit that you can use that can do this quite well, if you happen to have her, and that is the Light Odin. I think one of my friends do have a Light Odin. We can just borrow his Light Odin to test this out. It doesn't have max gems, but it is Evil 3, so it has like 11k HP, so this is definitely quite high and very, very high defense. Now, if you're using a Light Odin, she can probably solo tank. Like, you don't even need the Light Nike. Even an Evil 2 Light Odin, if you have like plus 15 gems, should have comparable stats to this Light Odin who has like 2 of her gems not maxed out. Because this is like, you know, like 30% extra HP that you can have if you max out these 2 gems. So if you have like an Evil 2 Light Odin that has max gems, she should probably have around the same amount of HP as this Evil 3 Light Odin with only plus 12 gems. So we can use the Light Odin. I think I can only test this once, but there's two comps you can run with this. One is obviously you run what I was running before, like with the Light Nike and then the 2 sappers. That will work. If you want it to be a little bit more stable, what you can do is you can run someone that can wave clear as well, especially if you're trying to use her to solo tank. You can actually run a monster that helps you wave clear. And then wait, let me make sure this is the right This is the right one. Okay, this one's the right one. Okay, so you can run a monster to help you wave clear, like a monster with morale boost or something like that. And then you can run a sapper, or you can run 2 sappers. Like, probably something like this would be ideal if you're running Light Odin, because she's already really, really tanky by herself. She doesn't really need anything to keep herself alive. And then I'm just running the attack lead on Water Mona. This way I get both of these two, get a little bit of bonus attack. You can run 2 Water Mihos. This way the 3 of them get bonus attack. Now, she doesn't benefit from the attack lead unless she's using her second skill, because her second skill is based off of attack, but her first skill is based off her HP. So having bonus attack does not really affect her damage on her first skill. Now, the Light Odin is a aggressor as well as a active healer. Well, actually, it's a adrenaline-based healer, adrenaline-based active healer. So what this means is she does a nuke, and every target that she hits, she heals for 10% of her max HP. So with her HP being 11k, that's about like 42k. Wait. Oh no, this is not 11k. This is. Oh, wait, fuck. Why is my math so bad? 3. Wait, this is the thousands. Oh wait, it's 100. It's 114k, not 11k. My bad. So it should heal for about like 42k. So, you know, it'll probably top up all 3 of these, especially if they're built with full attack. It'll basically max heal all of them. And she has aggression on her first skill, which is based off of her health. So she's also going to be doing a lot of damage on her first skill as well. So this should be extremely stable because she's both a really tanky monster. She does damage, so she can help clear the waves, and she is a healer at the same time. So she makes the boss fight extremely stable. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this team. You can run 2 Water Mihos. This way, like, all 3 of them get the bonus attack from the Mona. And then she doesn't really need it because she's an aggressor. So that actually makes a pretty good team. Or you can take out the Mona and run like a Nike and run 2 sappers. Or you can run Nike, Mona, and Miho as well. I'm not sure which one's the best, but all 3 should definitely work. So we're going to run this team and just let her solo tank. And this should be much faster than the teams before. Because now I don't have to use an extra slot for a healer, because she's both an aggressor and a healer. If you're like really new and confused why I'm recommending this monster, you actually can get her for free once you reach level 45. But once you're at the point of level 45, you might already have made a GOLEMS B10 team, but I guess you can kind of be an upgrade for your GOLEMS B10 team. I think if you're running her solo, having the water Mona is actually quite key, because one of the problem is like she needs her bar full in order to get her heal off. So if you're not clearing the waves really fast, those monsters can do quite a lot of damage to her. Ooh shit! Oh, okay, this is cutting it a little bit too close. Maybe having her solo tank is not the best idea. I should have ran Nike along with her. I think she's gonna die right now, but it's fine. I have 2 sappers. Doesn't really matter. See, I haven't tested these teams before, so you know, this is the first time I'm testing them out. So I think maybe if you're running Light Odin, it might be a better idea to run the Nike along with her, unless you have like a really powerful wave clear monster, something better than the water Mona. Like the water Mona is really nice, but she's like the minimum tier, you know. There are a lot of better wave clear monsters, like if you played for a long time, you might have the Dark Mona. There's also the you know, the Dark Sarah, who was an event monster a while back. There's some light monsters. I'll show some nuke teams as well, some light nuke teams after this as well. It's going to be a completely different strategy than this. And there's also, like, you know, Fire Jin, Fire Siegfried from clan battles, Fire Jin from dragons. Those are like extremely strong wave clearing monsters. If you have something like that, then it doesn't really matter what you're running as a tank, because like it's gonna kill everything in 2 waves anyways. Alright, so that's that. Let me think. I might have another Light Odin I can borrow. Oh, we do have another Light Odin. I was gonna spotlight this monster in another video, but I guess it's just triple HP. We're just gonna use it to test it out. Now, this one will definitely be able to solo tank, because she has a much better gems than the other one, and she's also Evil 3. But I think it's a little bit unfair, because to make that call, because I guess there's no point testing this. There really is no point testing this comp, because this is pretty much going to be the same comp as if I was running this Light Coco, right? And we already know this works, and then we know that she's better, so like there's no point testing it. All right, let's do something else. There's also another monster that I might recommend as well, and that's the Dark Kana, for those of you that have her. Now, she is an active healer. She's an active, not an active healer. She's an HP siphon healer, which is pretty much the same as a adrenaline healer, but her heal is based off of her damage. So if she does a lot of damage, it means that she's going to be healing a lot. Now I have a Dark Kana. We can use this one as well. It's got 14 crit rate here, 13 crit rate. Alright, it's not max crit, but I think it's good enough. We'll use that one, because mine's gem for PvP, so she has like one HP gem. I think this one's gem full glass cannon. Oh wait, this one's gem 1 HP as well. Alright, I guess we'll just use mine. Yeah, we'll just use mine. Okay. So let's go with the Nike. Go with the wave clear plus the sap. And then now she's going to be the healer. Now this comp is going to make things really fast, because she's not just a nuker. She's also she's not just a healer. She's also a nuker at the same time. So she's going to provide some damage as well as heal your team at the same time. She basically does a heal on her team on her active whenever she nukes. So we'll just go in. It's faster if I show you than explaining it. Well, actually, if you watch my last video, you'll know what she's all about. She's a rebirth monster, Like all these monsters I'm showing now are like in some way or another, either replaceable, like either completely replaceable, or they are like monsters that are from previous like events and stuff. Reason why I'm showing her is she's a rebirth event monster, and she's still going to be for 2 more rebirths after this. So if you're watching this video at the time of me making it, then you'll have time to grab her. Now I recommend running another wave clear. Actually, you can run 2 sap as well. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna have to test it out yourself. Either running 2 wave clear, running a wave clear monster like Water Mona, or running like 2 sappers like 2 Water Mihos. Which one would get you faster run times? But I think having 1 Water Mona will make it more stable. You don't necessarily need a lot of saps as long as you have 1, and your healer can keep your team alive. It's completely fine. Yeah, she heals a shit ton. She does a 10k heal per unit that she hits. I do actually see a bit of a problem here. The golem keeps resisting the saps non-stop. This could be pretty bad. But I think it should be fine, because even if you don't land any saps on him, just with having like 2 nukers and her built on full attack plus 1 aggressor, the golem's taking a lot of damage just from pure attacks. So like it's not that bad. And plus she has self-sustain, so like it's very hard for the golem to kill her. She's just gonna keep healing. I think she might have the potential to like solo the golem if you leave her to it. Alright, that was not a very elegant finish, but it does work. Definitely does work. I think it should be relatively stable. So there's that. You can replace it with some other monsters. I've tested it before with like the Dark Phibians. I don't have any Dark Phibians. Maybe some of my friends do. Alright, there's no Dark Phibian. We can't test them on this video right now. But you can look back on my videos for a Dark Phibian Spotlight. And I actually showed Dark Phibians on various builds. I was showing like different Dark Phibians on different builds, and how they can basically serve as the healer for B10. And Dark Phibian was a rebirth monster from a while back. So if you've been playing for like 1 or 2 months, I think it was maybe 3 months. You might have her or him. So I think that's pretty much it for the solo light tank strategy. We're gonna move on to light nukers. Now this strategy might not be as good. It could be as good, but it depends on what nukers you actually have. Now, a lot of people have the light jack from this current event, but most of them probably gemmed them full glass cannon. If you want to do this, I think you need to put them on like 1 slot HP. It's not gonna work if you put them on a like 2 slot. Dang, we have no other light jack. Alright, we'll use my Sarahs. Okay, they're pretty good nukers. I guess we can use 1 light jack. Actually, I showed this like in the last light jack spotlight as well. Basically, you just run like 3 light nukers, and then with a defensive lead. I think this one, yeah, this one's my good one. Okay, so my Sarahs are both gemmed double, or I think it's HP attack crit rate, and they both have 100% crit. And then this light jack has I think has 100% crit on intuition as well. And then for the last unit, you definitely do want a sapper for the boss. So I'll use my water Miho. And then these three will just like they will wave clear like mad. All right, like these three will just wave clear super hard, and the Miho will provide the sap for the boss. So this should work. I hope. I'm not too sure. I haven't really tested this. They should do a shit ton of damage. Like that light jack should be like killing things in like one turn. This strategy is pretty nice if you have a light snowy as well, because the light snowy, like if you have multiple light units, the light snowy can serve as a healer. Light snowy is basically just like the Darkana, but a light version. So it does work quite well. Dang, they left the Moonflower alive. There are chances when you're running this team of like RNG going extremely badly and fucking you up. Like there's like 3 Dark Moonflowers on the first wave, and then like, actually, if you have like a full glass cannon light jack, you'd probably be able to kill one of them. But 3 of them can still attack her at the same time. And then I'm not too sure if you can run like 2 Sarahs and Miho and clear the whole entire GOLEMS B10 with just the 3 of those units. This team might be better if you have some, say for example, you have like a light based nuker healer, and also a light sapper like the light Radis, who is a rebirth monster from a few months back. I think it was last month. So I can actually try my Snowy as well. We'll run a similar team, but instead of the Jack, I'll run a Snowy. And this should be a lot more stable. So my Snowy is, I guess it's not too fair, because my Snowy is on Siphon. It's HP, attack, HP, so like she has 1 slot HP, because I was using her for PvP. And she's pretty good. So with the 1 slot HP, it means that it's harder for her to get 1 shot on the first wave. And then with the Siphon means that she's gonna be able to spam it non-stop. With just 2 attack gems, she's able to clear the entire wave by herself, because she does have like the elemental advantage against Dark, because she's light. Now, if you don't have a good leader for running something like this, like if you're, say for example, you're running like 2 light jack, and or maybe like you're running 3 light jack and a water Miho. Like say for example you started recently, or you're running like 2 light birdies, 1 light jack and a water Miho, or like 2 light jacks, two light birdies and a water Miho. Then you can run the Miho lead. Actually, wait, the jack lead might be better. The red soul generation is not too bad either. Does the birdie's leader skill work in dungeons? I think it was dungeon only, right? If you have a variant light birdie, you might be able to use an HP lead, which is even better. I haven't built a light birdie. I'll test it out. This is going to be extremely stable with the Snowy, because she is a healer. So if you have a healer for the boss, it's very easy. If you don't have a healer for the boss, it just comes down to who dies first, really. Sometimes RNG can be really bad, and you don't land any saps on him, and you just straight out die. But normally that shouldn't happen. Oh shit! Everybody's armor broken. All right. That was alright. It was still 2 minutes. I'm not sure if the birdies have a dungeon lead or whatever lead. Birdies have a dungeon lead. You can use birdies. If you have a light birdie, you can replace this Sarah with a light birdie, use her as lead, run like 2 light jack, or you can run like 2 light birdies, 1 light jack, and then run like a water miho. That also works as well. I was actually thinking dark birdie could actually do something as well, because dark birdie is basically just like Odin, but he's like a healer as well. The bad part is he's not a light unit, so nobody's gonna hit him. And you want to build him with high HP anyways, because he is an HP aggressor. So it's kind of a waste. But I think you can still run Dark Birdie as your healer if you're running like a solo light tank team as well. We can try this out. Alright, so basically this birdie is just going to be the healer. Is attack lead going to be the best? I think attack lead is still better, even though these two don't benefit from the attack lead. These two do, and then on the second skill, the birdie benefits from the attack lead, so that's slightly better. HP lead could help as well. HP lead might make it more stable. I'll try with the HP lead. Haven't tried that. Alright, this comp, the birdie should do a lot of damage. Like, with it being dark, plus it has like more HP than the light Odin. It should do a shit ton of damage. Well, for an aggressor, right? It doesn't look too bad. Bad part is it doesn't get its blue soul up as fast. So like all your units better have max gems if you're doing this, because you're gonna have to like try to burst down the first wave. It's kind of the only way. Yeah, but this Mona definitely needs better gems. If it had the extra bit of attack, it would have killed this bee. I guess it's not that serious. Ooh, they are in trouble, but the birdie finally has his heal up and should be healing a shit ton. Basically max healing everyone. The birdie has more HP than the Odin, being a nat 4, but has much lower defense. So yeah, just if it's gem triple HP, it should heal up everybody. Like it should just completely top up everyone. Also, if you have the HP lead, I think it'll make the Nike really tanky as well. If your Nike's gem triple defense, having the bit of HP will make her effective HP a lot higher. So I think this might be a really stable comp, running the birdie lead. If this is stable, then you can try running the attack lead of the Nike and see if it's better as well. Or see if you can manage to run it and still make it stable. Oh shit, my Mona's dead. Ooh, my Mona didn't die. It was a close one. Alright, so that was with the Dark Birdie. You can run a light birdie with some. You could maybe run a light birdie lead if you have like a good leader skill. You can run the light birdie lead as like a nuker for wave clear, and then like gem it 1 slot HP. Pair it up with a light Nike, and then run like 2 sappers. That actually might work as well. So I was thinking something like this. Instead of this Sarah, you run the birdie, and then you run like 2 sappers, and then she can be the wave clear monster. Something like this could work as well. I hope this works. Oh god. It lived. Sarah might be better because she actually, well, sorry about that. My earphone cord fell off. I guess light birdie could work. Maybe you can run like light birdie, light jack, no Nike, and then like 2 sappers built on full attack. I still haven't raised the Radises, but I'll raise one very soon. We can test out the light Radis as well in GOLEMS B10. Yeah, this is a lot of sap. I don't think you need any heals for this. All right, I think that's most of all the comps I can possibly show. I don't really have much else to run. I mean, the theory's the same. You can use better versions of these units. Like say for example, you have an Evil 3 Fire Purse. It's gonna be better than running the Water Miho. And as for like running a Water Mona, she's not exactly the best. There are a lot of better wave clear monsters. Say for example, Dark Sarah. From last event, or people that have like Dark Mari, Dark Mona from a long time ago. Dang it, why can't I find any of them? Just the Dark Sarah. Basically what you want as someone to wave clear is someone with either morale boost or battle rush, so they can get their SPs faster. Get their SP bar full faster and do an AoE nuke to clear the entire wave. Fire Siegfried, who is like a free monster, is probably going to do a lot better than this. So like if you had like if you had a much stronger wave clear monster, then you would not need to have any heals at all. You can run 2 sappers. Like you run a tank, 2 sappers, and then like a really strong wave clear monster like Fire Siegfried. Crit rate, attack. Crit rate, attack, HP, but this one has like 21% crit, so it's like max crit on Ruin. We'll test this out. We'll borrow this Fire Siegfried. Like if you have some really strong wave clear, then you would not need to have any heals. Because you'll be nuking his face so hard. Even if there's 3 Dark Moon Flowers on first wave. This is gonna hurt. Oh shit, wait, this is probably... I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Oh god, okay, this is a bad idea. The Siegfried was... Okay, I don't think this works. I think you need Siphon. Like, your wave clear monster needs to have Siphons. This is the only way. Well, my light tank died. I think we're fucked. This was not a bad. This was not a good idea. This is a horrible idea. Oh my god, what the heck? Where are they focusing her? I think we're fucked. Okay, I think we're fucked. Dang it! Stupid Siegfried, you failed me. You failed me. I trusted you. Alright, we'll use something better than this Siegfried. Yeah, running something like this is quite good. So having like 2 sappers. And then like a light tank. Something like this. If your wave clear unit has like Siphon, then you can do some crazy shit with it. Like just get his bar full on turn 1 and then win the game. Oh shit, I didn't get his bar full. Rip. So sad. You know what the problem is? Problem is my Jin doesn't have 100% crit. Or else I could have ran the attack lead. Then it would be able to one-shot everything. That's what we need. We need a Siphon unit on 100% crit. Like if you had a light jack, I think in theory if you had a light jack, and then you ran the Nike lead for the attack lead, and then the light jack's built like full glass cannon, like crit rate, double attack, Siphon, might be able to one-shot something on first wave. I haven't farmed B10 in a long time. Some of these units used to have much better gems, but I kind of like ungemmed them. So it's a little bit sad right now. You gotta be kidding me. Oh shit. Alright, this is cutting it a little bit too close. Alright, this is cutting it way too close. Okay, this is not good. This is not very good. Man, these guys used to have a lot better gens when I was farming B10, but I haven't farmed Golems B10 in a long time. But yeah, I think B10 is mostly about passing a certain threshold in gems, and then once you pass that mark, depending on what team you run, you can actually get just like, you know, get through it and farm it, and then once you start farming it, you'll get better gems, and once you have better gems, your teams will become more stable. But it depends on gem quality. So if I had to like rate the teams for Golems B10, I think the lowest gem quality is having a passive healer team. Like if you have a passive healer, it means that your other units don't necessarily need to be that tanky, because you're always going to be healing every single turn, right? So less chance of them hitting the same unit, you know, bursting that unit down, because chances are that unit's going to always have max health. Besides that is like using like probably like a two light tank team, or actually a light, like having a light tank, like a light Nike, and then having a second unit that is some sort of healer, preferably a light passive healer or a light active healer. That probably will still be very, very stable. Not as stable as using an actual passive healer, but still pretty good. And then after that is like running two light tanks, and then after that is like running light nukers plus like a sapper. You'll need like much better gems for that, and if you want to run like one single light tank, like two sappers and like one wave clear, you know, built full glass cannon, then I think that actually has the highest gem requirement for everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There are other teams that you can build as well with some very specific units, like the light Radis and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't have them raised. I am planning on raising one of them very, very soon. So we'll see. We'll see if he's any good. Once I do, I'll make another video talking about, you know, how you can use him for B10 and change up some of your comps. Because I think he's a really, really unique unit. He's a light unit that has a lot of sap. There's not a lot of those, so he actually makes things a lot of or he actually opens up a lot of you know, opportunities for running a lot of different teams for Golems B10. I can't even talk right now. I'm just saying a lot of like every other sentence. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.